Alright, this should be the 18th stream of Metaphor ReFantazio. Today is Friday, December 6th, stream 18. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining the stream. Do appreciate you coming in and spending your precious time hanging out with me as I experience more Metaphor ReFantazio. Having you here makes the streams more fun in general for me and helps motivate me to continue streaming, so I truly appreciate you spending your precious time hanging out with me. Hope your day is going well. Hope you're able to enjoy some games yourself, and hope you enjoy the stream. So we're continuing where we left off. We just got to a new city, Brylehaven, and we are waiting for the judging for we all got went bounty hunting, essentially, trying to get the biggest prize to show off how, worthy we are, or whatever. So yeah, that's where we are. This inn looks pretty shady, but I'm not sure we've got any other options. Let's talk to that man over there before we go in. I think he's the innkeeper, probably. Why would he be outside? I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but... Oh, on the hunt for lodging, are we? I have a spare room available. I won't refuse service to anyone, and my rooms are affordable for all. Criminals, persecuted tribes, oh no. I wouldn't dream of turning business away.
Enjoy your stay.
Feel free to have a look at the accommodations. We can discuss payment afterwards.
Kind of freaky.
This place really seems shady, but we might as well look at the room. He's like, have a look at this room. You walk in, he's like, what are these handcuffs and chains? And all of a sudden the door closes and you hear a locking sound. No.
Well, should have figured they'd be out of the upper rooms with all the travelers in town.
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
I mean, looking at this place, honestly, I probably would still pick the runner. Oh. There's dirt everywhere. There's a pile of filth in that corner with a gigantic bug. So yeah, I mean, at least the runner's clean.
Did you see that giant bug just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just a insect.
Well, listen to you. You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut?
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that.
I bet Hulkenberg is thinking, I wonder what it tastes like.
Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she would join us?
We have to trust her.
We have to trust her.
Don't have much of a choice.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monster's. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the dais. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory. But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Right. We've done what we can do. All that's left is to keep our chins up and face the competition head on.
Ugh.
Too early yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
What are we without beauty? What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected that.
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches. Let's listen in for a bit.
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Beauty is power. Lack one, you should lack the other.
Plastic surgery, like, people go like overboard, and it's very easy to go overboard in my opinion. Like, I understand, like, obviously, like, there is a place for plastic surgery, especially people who have like had been in an accident or physical damage, some kind of, like, you know, physical trauma or whatever, and they just want to look like themselves, they want to look normal, you know. Or even if it is cosmetic and people maybe want to, like, they have a really big nose or something and they just want to shave off a little bit. Okay, fine, whatever. But some people go freaking crazy with it. They're like, oh, their face is all like tensed up. Am I beautiful now? Like, no. What was that show where, like, it's like something about plastic, and like is like a culture of plastic surgery and people who were like super into it. And there was some like young guy who wanted like essentially implants in his arms. So he wanted like bicep implants, so he could have like nicer arms or whatever. And I forgot how much it would cost him. It's like, bro, just work out. Like, what are you doing? I know people want instant gratification, but my God, just spend at least a year. If you want really nice arms, it'll probably take you longer. It also depends a lot on your genetics. Like, some people just have shitty genetics, and there's no way around that. Like, depending if you have like a good skeletal frame, if you have good muscle belly insertions and stuff like that. But like the vast majority of dudes, like, a minimum 1 year, give it at least at least 2 years of serious, consistent working out, and if you don't have nice arms by then, okay, I guess. Maybe get your testosterone checked, do something. I mean, other than the plastic surgery first, not jumping straight to the surgery.
When I take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
That's a terrible strategy. Like, never mind. It's a very like hideous like and gross like worldview. But like, let's put that aside for a second. Like, obviously, like only like 1% of people can be considered like in the top echelons of physical beauty and appearance. Like, you're basically shitting on 99.9% of the people. And maybe you'll win over a few percentage of people who agree with, like, yeah, that makes sense. We should be ruled by the most attractive people. Like, most people are not gonna agree with that. It's like, why are you shitting on us uggos, huh?
Well, he has a point about what people tend to follow.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right.
People are dumb.
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
What did he say? There's a point about what people tend to follow. Oh, I guess this. Would you see a crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Alright. But pretty pass is a thing. People tend to treat people, treat them better if they think that they are generally attractive versus those they do not feel are attractive.
Enough about appearance. A beautiful face cannot win wars. Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing. When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the ReFan tribe at its head. Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command. Hear, hear! For ReFan pride!
What pride is there in seizing power by force? Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men. We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open. Those who thought to tilt the world with their heavy coffers will be a head lighter. We'll split their fortunes and toast to our health.
Preach it, Katharina! You're just what this land needs!
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Luis.
If I am king, free Hooker Fridays. No, I'm just kidding. Discount.
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor blighters are afraid of losing to Sanctifex Ford.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel. 'Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
When I'm king, pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every hand. All you can drink, all year round.
Woo! Next round's on Loveless.
Let fools be content with their fool dreams. Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Louise's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your master.
Always about that goddamn Luis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there, he's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too?
Well, strike me down, you're right. Never seen one of you blokes before. Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain?
Oh, alright. Slug, awesome. Caught some weird, creepy creature.
Is that really edible? It doesn't look quite, natural.
By all means, let us try it.
Did she even look at it?
Why, 'tis...
Is she gonna say delicious?
'Tis delicious!
Of course.
The aroma of the sea simply floods the mouth. Ah, and what splendid crunch it has.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
At least we'll die together. Mustn't be picky.
Can't afford to be too picky.
Well, at least it ought to be better than the cuisine we suffered in Martira. Ugh. It's rather slimy for my liking.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, might you not at least sear it first?
is fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me. Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martyra, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
We're trying to eat here. He said he has like people like feeding him information, so this doesn't really make sense.
With a problem like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon. So, do you have a head ready?
In a manner of speaking.
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose. Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party. I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, all right? That crier's an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought ahead. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on.
There's also that one dude, the dude who was like fighting for like old people rights. He didn't like he was complaining to us how he because of us he wasn't able to get ahead, and we're like, dude, you attacked us. Get the fuck out of here.
Keep it under your hats, chums. But his power may rival Count Luis. I think he's just the ingredient we need to spice this race up a bit.
A little bit of spice, a little bit of spice. But be like, we're the Emerald Lagasse. Bam! Spice it up.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
You wound me. Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
Joanna and Barden should reach the city by morning. And I imagine they will aim to find us in our gauntlet runner. Nurse ought to be there to greet them. When the day dawns, we should head to the gauntlet runner. Okay. Katharina Gran, a candidate in the tournament for the throne, a Parapus bounty hunter of unrivaled skill. Though some scoff and consider her promise to place bounties on the rich absurd, she has garnered modest support. Most of that support comes from the poor people of her tribe, but there's also a contingency who have come to support her after seeing she has a youthful beauty. Pretty pass. In action. She got those booty shorts. Gold beetle, a special insect covered in magma. Glows with a golden hue. It absorbs ambient magma in its habitat, and evidence suggests minute differences in their environments translate into differences in their biology. Though they give off a golden light, it fades quickly upon death, so they have no monetary value to the layman. However, there is apparently one eccentric in the world who collects them with a passion. The other candidates' speeches seemed practically identical. I'd not trust those types with the country myself. Is there no one who can truly rival Luis or Forden? The candidates are pitiful, yeah.
My apologies.
I have a favor to ask you. Would you mind lending me unused blankets? Oh, do you want to put them on the floor? Because he probably feels off without them, like how they were set up in his hut in the cave. Sure. For defense, you understand, just in case. Otherwise, while I'm sleeping, I'd be unprotected against apologies. Against bugs. I want no contact with them whatsoever, awake or asleep, so I thought I might bundle myself in blankets at night. Yes, I know this place is warm as it is. Yes, I'm prepared for the inevitable night sweats. Nevertheless, I'd be grateful to have any spare blankets. Brilehaven is positively rife with tourists. I myself have long awaited the delicacies here, and indeed, 'twas so delicious I wished to eat every fish in the restaurant's tank. Fish so fresh it still wriggles in the mouth. Now that's a Port City specialty. What's that look about? You don't find it appetizing? I shouldn't go out right now. Lucky number 7.
Look at that. Look at that.
Good night.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
The man's sloshed. Again.
What happened to waiting for our guests? You utter buffoon! Is this why you volunteered to stay behind?
Seems like Joanna and Barden aren't here yet.
Oh, I feared this might happen. And we've no other head to offer the judges. 'Tis a precarious position.
Let's all stay calm, all right?
Ah! I'm going to splash some water on my face.
What? My sincerest apologies. I wasn't expecting anyone to come in. You see...
How did you come to be here? Explain yourself!
Is something the matter, Barden?
They were here the whole time?
I'm so terribly sorry. We heard the Gauntlet Runner had a washroom, so we thought we'd freshen up a bit. I bathed first and was resting in the back room, contemplating my final day as a sanctoress.
Sir Nuris over there very decently let us in to wash up.
I couldn't stand it, old thing. Her heart would bring any right-thinking man to tears. Could have run like a ballet thief in the night, but here she is, washing away her sins. It was more than a chap could bear, I said. Needed a drop of the grape and grain just to get myself through it.
The bottle's barely any emptier. Was a drop really all it took to get you drunk?
Please do not blame the poor man. Talking to him has eased my heart for the trials to come. I cannot let myself betray you and regress to my vile delusions. I only sought to atone with myself before my sins are duly punished.
I understand. Thank you for coming. Then, as we agreed, please confess before the crowd when the time comes. To be honest, I'm hesitant to turn you in now you've genuinely decided to repent. I mean, we're hardly icons of virtue ourselves. In fairness, you're a woman of status, and it'll be a big crowd. We're not looking to instigate a public stoning here. You can explain yourself freely, in your own words. We can't ask anything more than that.
Thank you. Truly, I've felt so much more at peace since last we spoke. The fog has only cleared further, giving me clarity of purpose.
The fog, huh?
Thank you for everything. I do hope you win the throne.
I'd really rather not. It seems unlikely. I intend to. It seems unlikely.
Honestly, it seems fairly unlikely.
She's not looking for honesty, lad. She's giving you her faith and well wishes, and deserves the same back.
At last, it seems our preparations are set. We need only trust that our plans will bear fruit.
I mean, I get what you're saying, Heismay, and I get what she's trying to do and stuff like that, but I just tell you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. See, and the other problem is it says I intend to. It's like, yeah, I can intend a lot of things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's like, you know, we're talking about what are the odds, you know? What are the likely scenarios? What's the unlikely scenarios? I think if it said like me too or I hope so too, it's like okay, I can be down with that. But I guess I intend to isn't like saying like yeah for sure or whatever. Eh.
Thank you all for waiting. The very first round of the tournament for the throne, the exhibition of the brave, is about to begin.
Assuming everything goes right, which it probably won't. Like, you know, she confesses, they accept her as our you know, quote unquote head, and you know, it boosts our reputation. I think we're around like 900, ranked 900 right now. We'll probably jump up to, you know, assuming they accept her as our bounty. I'm gonna guess we're gonna jump up to 200. So somewhere between 200 and 250. So from 900 to like 200.
Our monarchs to be will now present to the people the heads they seized to demonstrate their power as worthy of the throne. At a later date, when the second round is announced, the faces on the King's Rock, that is to say, the candidates with the top 20 approval ratings, will pass the first round.
Oh. Top 20. So I guess we're gonna make it up to the top 20.
Tis a great many eliminations in but one round.
Yeah. I mean, it depends though. Like we were ranked 900 or whatever in support. But that's probably including people who aren't actually in this competition. But based on the size of this crowd, it looks like there's only like 70 or so people here at the tournament. So top 20 isn't super unfair. So you could probably go down to 20 here, and then in Oceania it'll drop down to top 5, and then when we head back to Grand Trad, we'll figure out who's the top dog.
I was hoping we'd at least make it through the first, but it might not be that simple.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes to the lineup of all the gorgeous faces at the judges' table, starting with his and her highnesses of Oceania and Montario.
Oh, it's her ladyship. Lord Montario's here too, eh? And the armor on that fellow over there? A general, is he?
And of course, we have the one, the only, the people's favorite, our guest from the Sanctus Church. Better known as the Miracle Saint, healer of all ills, presenting the lovely Lady Rella Cygnus.
We're down with the Cygnus. Ooh wah! Down with the Cygnus.
Saint? Who's this? Someone fill me in. I've been literally living in a hole.
A brilliant healer. We've met, though a long time ago. Even as a student, she was already considered the kingdom's best in her field.
Looks like the crowd's on your side, milady. Can you give us a few words about what's on your mind as you take on the judge's mantle?
Well, I'm afraid you've rather got me on the spot. Hello, all. This city sure has, great seafood. And, well, sea creatures. Fascinating, aren't they? There's so much we still don't know about them.
I mean, I hate public speaking too, but just say, let's have a good competition for the betterment of the entire empire. Like, or before that, say, here in Martyr, I've been received warmly by the wonderful people. Thank you for welcoming me. Let's have a good competition. Then you're done.
Oh, I did hear about a legend of some monster in the eastern seas of Oceania. Imagine, the mind races. I'm hoping I can investigate those sightings while I'm here.
That's just great, Lady Rella. I'll just stop you there, clock's ticking and all that. But we're thrilled you're enjoying your stay.
Sometimes I can hardly believe you're my sister. Still not much of a public speaker, are you?
Sister? Stepsister? You don't appear to be the same race, and half-breeds are looked down upon.
So she's a saint?
Well, she seems like a nice enough lady.
We'd better stop worrying about her and focus on ourselves. I don't see Luis anywhere, but I bet he's got eyes in the crowd.
Now, the time has come. Let the exhibition of the brave begin! First up is a respected gentleman of the church, Guido, the head of the monk soldiers of the Crown Theocracy.
Fish.
I've no taste for needless killing. Therefore, I chose a mark with meat, abundant and edible. After the judging, it will be served in a banquet for the poor.
A stand-up fellow, my good people! Strength and compassion in one package! He's got the crowd on his side right from the start!
He might have picked off a few people who were supporting Katharina. Like I think she has the most pull with the poor, but this might, you know, people might be like, hey, if he's gonna feed us, might have to support him and Forden.
Now, is there anyone who can top this?
I can.
And we have a challenger! Second in line is the church's direct opposition, the spearhead of Count Luis's supporters, Gladel the Black Hound!
He's wearing a lot of purple. They should really call him the Purple Hound.
One look at the head and I know what you're thinking. Bit small, isn't it? Well, I can bloody well tell you I'm not like this smarmy git who fished up his dinner. I'll tell you what this is. Behold, the head of a hideous human! Where's your proof?
Yes, the young sod's right. How do we know that's really a human?
What drivel? Look at the thing! You think a normal beast could have a face like this?
Probably just made the damn thing yourself.
Oh, useless as ever. Did it never occur to him that the average citizen has never seen a human?
Now, everyone, let's have a little composure, please. Candidate Gladel, we're very much obliged. You may step down. Now, on to the next.
The size of that thing. Was that the monster of the Eastern Sea?
Someone took the beastie down. Who did the deed?
I'd heard tell of a monster tormenting the people of this beautiful port city. I could... Such is the duty of those with power. I'd heard tell of a monster tormenting the people of this beautiful port city. I could do no less than grant them respite from their suffering.
Oh, granting respite to suffering people of a city. Wow, that's truly that's a special thing you did right there. Good job.
I'd heard tell. Who expected anything less? His Eminence Forden is simply in another class. Suddenly the critics have all gone quiet. All I hear is gratitude.
Forden's trophy is more impressive than I expected. How are we going to make a stronger impression than that?
It's fine. Like like we've said many times before, our mission isn't necessarily to win. It's just to make an impression on Luis. I mean, obviously, the more we win, the longer we stay in the competition, and the more chances we have to make an impression. But we're still okay. We're still in the game as long as we're in the top 20.
We'll be fine.
If he'd gone after us, the reaction would mean we'd have been written off no matter what we presented. Let's count ourselves lucky and trust in our strategy.
Now, no dirty looks, you lot. Next is the Pagan Assassin's Prize. Let's see what head we've got now.
A head of lettuce.
Thank you, Candidate Julian, for that helpful, exhaustive, and I think exhausting explanation.
We were just hearing like golf claps at this point.
Ooh. Now, we've had quite a succession up here, but our last is coming up now. This should wrap up our show. Now, if the last candidate, the Elden Boy, would please join us on the stage.
Where's their head?
Your pardon, madam, but would you happen to be the Lady of Martyra? Joanna, the Sanctoress?
Indeed. The head they've brought is mine.
The impudence. You dare offer an honored lady of the church before these judges? This is not to be borne.
I've got something to say to you too. That you chief there. Isn't that Heismay? The same damn criminal you were supposed to be chasing?
That's the infamous Heismay, the huge chief of all things.
This. After we saved your hide on the road.
Silence! He may be a former knight, but now he's a heinous criminal who stooped to kidnapping. Anyone who claims themselves his ally should be disqualified on the spot.
Please, wait. I have something I must confess to you all. You speak of the kidnappings that terrorized my home, Martyra. I am here to confess that the true culprit behind those atrocities was me. I was the caretaker of a hideous human in the basement of my castle. And to feed it, I abducted the innocent people of my own city.
What? Absurd! Speak sense, woman!
Master Heismay is innocent in all this. He was framed for crimes performed by my hand and in my name.
And I, Bard, captain of Martyra's Guard Corps, stand to vouch for all that she said.
Just so. It was this young candidate who killed that human, cleared me of the false charges, and dispelled the shadow over Martyra.
Thus, here I stand. My head is his to offer.
Well, that's quite a turn of events. We have our head, ladies and gentlemen, and it's unlike any we've seen yet.
How is this believable? She's an imposter. She's got to be.
Of course. That, or they're putting words in the poor woman's mouth. A sanctoress would never.
What will His Eminence Fallen do?
The Honorable Master Godot should know whether I and my words can be trusted.
'Tis true to the last word, isn't it?
Yes, Your Eminence. Without question.
Young candidate, you have done well to bring about her repentance. Now, justice must be rendered.
What? Right here and now? Your Eminence, a moment!
Thank you for your concern, but I have no objections. For a sinner like me, To confess the truth to the people has already been more than I deserve. O new king, it is my hope that you will rid the world of its twisted prejudices and common cruelties. Please, lead this country armed with the truth.
I'll do my best.
I will do my best.
Well, folks, sometimes that's just how the curtain falls. If Sanctifex Forden turned in the biggest head, then our dark horse here has certainly turned in the heaviest. What an upset, ladies and gents! Who could see this coming?
I was gonna say, like, man, they just like did a public execution right here in the middle of this like arena. Like, there are freaking kids watching this event, surely. But it's like, they carry out public executions in with the gallows, so I guess this isn't really all that different, I guess.
Those crazy kids have done it again.
What a show!
49? How can it be 49? We're supposed to be in the top 20. After the events of the exhibition, many people seem to have taken notice of me. I hope this eventually leads to saving the prince.
Barden just departed, wishing everyone well. I suppose he aims to reach Martira before Joanna's confession does.
Forden himself. I hardly expected the man to make himself so visible.
Likely his attempt at redirection. Keeps the blame from falling on him and the church. Can't say it didn't work, I suppose. I'm certainly not blameless in this either. It was my suggestion to make an impression by foregoing the pursuit of a monster's head in favor of a person's.
You can't put any blame on yourself. Like, that was a good idea. You know, we need to stand out. And secondly, like, you saved your actions helped save a town. You know? And that's a good thing. It's unfortunate and sad what happened to Joanna. It is good though that she was able to get her mind right in the end and find peace in the end. So yeah, there's nothing for you to, you know, to feel guilt over.
I guess, but...
Nevertheless, the Lady Joanna entrusted her final wishes to us, and we mustn't betray them. It's all we can do, really.
Not bad, pups.
were passing on the course of a human hunt. You gave a most distinctive showing.
I suppose you're worth introducing ourselves to. I'm Fidelio, that's Basilio. Luis's right-hand man, see?
And now you walk with a Ujif at your side. Each ally of a different tribe. Fascinating.
Better to have dependable friends than familiar ones. Something we've got in common.
Not only did you expose a failing of the Sanctus Church, but you dared to bring her alive so Forden himself could do the grisly part before all his flock.
That was not our intent.
Oh, same idea, yeah? A real person's head gets more eyes on you than some decapitated beast. And now, you're the names on everyone's lips, aren't you?
I mean, technically, yes. We only righted it wrong.
No. We only righted it wrong.
And you weren't afraid to make an enemy of the church to do it. It's quite a feat for a no-name candidate to so deftly rub Forden's face in the dirt. A wake-up call, I'm sure, for those who only know his honeyed words.
Oh, Lord Luis, we really should be going.
Relax. They're in the middle of a conversation.
I like a show of strength as much as the next girl, but I do so hate violent spectacles. A view from the sky sounds so much more enchanting, don't you think?
So this is what's become of Luis. There was something eerie to him even as a lad, but I'd never expected him to reach such heights.
Do you suppose we have his attention?
Last time, he told us we had to demonstrate our power first. I'd like to think that if he went out of his way to talk to us, that's something we earned.
Oh, loves, I've got a message from Count Luis. He says he'll be sending a messenger along soon, so stay in the city, would you? And I have to say, I might not want to let you out of my sight either.
Master Luis? Master Luis was just here. What happened?
A subtle, like, tugging at my collar, like, oh boy, yeah. Is it getting hot in here? Is it just me?
Well, he just left. You weren't told?
We'd better be getting back as well.
Damn it! What's so special about those fools?
Luis is having a go for Popeye, eh? Are you officially all flunkies in arms now, then?
Might be a trap. It's not a done deal.
It's not a done deal.
Still, tis a significant step forward. We've crossed a dangerous bridge, and the risk paid off. We have finally taken the first step in saving His Highness the Prince. If we can get the formula, then we yet have a chance of lifting the curse.
How fares His Highness anyway? He still fights?
I took a look in the Farsight mirror a while ago. He's still asleep. But nothing's changed about his condition.
And do we know where this formula is?
No, but he's bound to keep it somewhere secret if it's evidence linking him to the assassination. Still, a formula would be useless unless it's within arm's reach for emergencies.
If it's something he'd keep close, then...
It's engraved on his body. Probably in his pocket.
Would he keep it in his pocket?
I doubt it. I mean, what if it slipped out? Maybe somewhere less precarious. Like in his gauntlet runner?
I mean, I was kind of thinking that too, but no, I still say that his pocket is safer. It's like, what? He's gonna have holes in his pocket, or do you like... He's gonna like bend over, like, oops, it slipped out of his coat pocket. Like, his clothes don't look all that loose. Like, it doesn't look like he has big pockets. And like the gauntlet runner, yeah, maybe, but like, what if like you know, someone broke into his private chambers or something like that, or you know, let's say his ship got damaged by a human or something, and then like, you know, it broke apart, and then the formula, it like it was in his room, but then like the ship's destroyed, so someone was able to get access to it or something like that. So you could always come up with some kind of scenario where he loses it either way, I guess.
Do you really suppose it would be in the runner he uses even today? The incident was near a decade ago.
It's as good a chance as any. Getting inside would be a pain for anyone else, including us.
He said he would send a messenger. Perhaps it would be wise to wait until we've heard his missive.
Yeah, Hulkenberg makes a good point. Like, the incident was 10 years ago or whatever.
Good point. Let's just wait for word then.
Joanna, a backwater sanctuarist denies me my moment of triumph. She defiles the very church itself.
I'm gonna stand up for a minute. Okay. I put some Powerade Zero in my mini freezer. And it just reminded me, I forgot to buy something at freaking Vaughn's today. I was gonna buy some like lemons or some lemon juice or something like that. I was gonna try to make like my own electrolyte drink. Like I already have like salt and potassium and magnesium and stuff that I already like mix in these Powerades. But there's a bunch of stuff that I kind of would like to not have. Not that it's like instantly terrible or will kill you, or that there's any real hard evidence of any long-term problems, but you know, there is like stuff in here like sucralose and blue dye 1 and stuff. Plus it'd be cheaper to make my own. Oh my gosh. I'm already starting to feel sore, but I know I'm going to be even worse tomorrow when the soreness really kicks in. Okay. Denies your moment of triumph. Okay.
Oh, and naturally it was an elder of all people who stood her before me. Will that benighted tribe never stop dogging my heels?
Apparently there is some history where he does not like my peoples. Let my peoples go. Hope they explain that.
An idea occurs, Your Eminence. For the tournament's next challenge, let us center the competition on a show of piety. Make them prove their Sanctus faith. After all, Sanctism is the state religion. It would be the barest of leaps to suggest that loyalty to the Church is loyalty to the state.
I assume you have a plan?
Altaberry's our next destination. The very seat of the faith outside the capital. I thought we might propose another hunt. This time for relics.
Ah, the so-called divine relics. Those false idols the pagans consider relics of their gods.
What need does the world have for gods beyond ours? Soon, they will talk of nothing but how to win the Sanctus Church's favor. Your Eminence's influence would be sure to reach even greater heights.
And in the pagan lands, the greedier candidates will plunder and pillage for idols as they see fit. Fine footholds for our missionaries, all without getting our hands dirty. The collection of divine relics should be a spectacle held on Saint's Day. Our divine right will be undeniable. Once I take the throne, I will re-establish that these relics originally belonged to the Sanctus Church, and that they were ransacked from us in the course of history.
Your Eminence, on that day, I should be grateful to be honored with a proper title.
Say no more. A concession only fair for the right hand of the Sanctifex.
Ever at your service. You do not bow your head.
Oh, humblest apologies.
What troubles you, my child?
Well,
My concern would be about the risks involved. Some theories suggest even the royal scepter was originally one of these relics. In the unlikely event that a divine relic were to be found to nullify the king's magic...
If such a relic existed, it would have been found long ago. You burden yourself with such fears. All you need to do is be a good saint. Smile, wave, and bless.
Rella, you are to return to the royal capital and gather the people under my banner.
Understood.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hello? A word. Some odd blighter left a letter for you last night. Said he was Louis's man. Night Prowler, today, come. Bit curt if I'm honest, hardly diplomatic. Seems like this Night Prowler place is some sort of pub or club. But do you know where it is?
On the city's outskirts. Seemed fairly dingy to my eyes. I can't imagine Louis at a haunt like that.
You think it's a trap? Maybe he's caught on to us?
If he wanted to trap us, I doubt he would make it so obvious. Though that doesn't guarantee our safety there, of course.
We have little other option but to show up.
I'll hang about in the runner. Keep myself busy with tinkering. Let me know if you talk yourself onto Louis's craft, eh?
Right then. Let's be off to this Night Prowler.
Let's hurry.
Place should be on the edge of town. I've heard the ferrymen should know how to get there. Memorandum. It's in a cave, apparently. A renowned tavern in the entertainment district of Rhylehaven. One generally needs a referral from a current regular just to get in. Expensive, ornate, and lavishly decorated, its typically shady clientele provides a sharp contrast against its glitz. Oh. Prince of Montario. Oh, is that what he is? I thought he was just like a random member of the like High Council, whatever, around Forden. Okay. Elderly rogue man who is prince of the Principality of Montario, eastern country that is part of 3 United Kingdoms. One of the 5 members of Senate. Yeah, okay. Rushed to Grand Trad following the sudden death of the king. Montario has been the center of sanctism since annexation, and the ruling family, that is, the once royal family of Montario, has been devout sanctists for generations. Interestingly, it is perhaps due to the royal family of Montario's close ties with Forden's family that Forden was able to ascend to the highest position in sanctism despite being rogue. Prince of Oceania. One of the 5 members of the Senate, a Rusant man serving as Lord of the Principality of Oceania, the western country of the 3 United Kingdoms. He rushed to Grand Trad following the death of the king. Oh, just 1 page. State Army General. One of the 5 members of the Senate representing the army. Before the king's death, the highest rank one could attain in the royal army was general. The king then served as military leader, uniting all the generals. With the king's seat vacant, the Senate needed an interim representative for the army's interests. Thus, the provisional rank of High General was created so these responsibilities could be temporarily assumed by someone other than the king. Forden appointed this man to the position, and so for the present time he represents the entire army. Igniter Consortium Head. One of the 5 members of the Senate. They represent the Igniter Consortium, an organization which oversees all things igniters in the kingdom. Though said to be an Ischia, their strikingly unusual appearance, including a magic igniter as an artificial right eye, makes it difficult to confirm by sight alone. Despite its name, the Igniter Consortium isn't actually an independent entity, but more like a shell company through which the Crown Theocracy extends its reach. It was they who arranged the Consortium's monopoly in the first place. The Igniter Consortium single-handedly manages igniter production, regulation, and military outfitting, as well as magla collection via accumulators, all while maintaining tight control over the spread of information regarding igniter creation and its inner workings per the Crown Theocracy's direction. It also sells civilian-grade igniters wholesale to Lycon, Magic Association, and Grantrat. Joanna's true self. The Lady of Martyra and true criminal behind the series of kidnappings that rocked the town. She went mad with resentment after the old traditions dictated her child be put to death, but her wits returned after hearing from Heismay, who also lost his child for senseless reasons. She offered to be the head brought to the exhibition in place of Heismay, who would be cleared of his false accusations. The group trusted her to come to the exhibition on her own, which she did to her credit. Arella. Arella Cygnus, a young Ischia woman and magic healer affiliated with the town theocracy. Her mastery of healing magic is beyond her years, many calling her the best in the kingdom. She was even brought before the king to heal the prince, despite being no more than 12 years old. Healing magic requires delicacy, making it difficult to wield through magic igniters. Thus, magic healers often move in wealthy circles throughout the kingdom. Despite her great abilities, Rella has long served as a healer for the common people in the capital. Her devotion to the public without regard for wealth or fame has led many to respect her, and she is often referred to with the title Saint. Julian Castiglione, an Ischia candidate participating in the tournament, the second son of a noble family and child prodigy who was the youngest to ever gain a seat at the former Magic Academy. However, right as he made his breakthrough as the author of the innovative ideological book The Future of Magic and rose to fame, he expanded his platform as an animal rights advocate. His Gauntlet Runner Arc to the Future 3.0 uses no animal-derived parts, but it lacks power.
Well met, eh?
I saw your performance at the exhibition. Blimey, you're something else. The tavern folk just couldn't stop blethering on about you bringing a Sanctorus as your mark. But framing a Yugi for the crime sure is nasty, and not so unusual though, but probably.
Alright then.
Wonderful.
This bloody rain. That's the one from the exhibition.
Alright then.
When it comes to rainstorms, no city can compete with Brawlhaven. I'm drenched to the core. That's Brawlhaven pride, it is. Okay.
Wonderful.
Have you heard the songstress Juna sing before? People love to talk about her looks, but they're missing the real appeal. Just listen to her, you'll understand. She sings and it's like charging into battle. Can't imagine what kind of life led her to sing the way she does. Nothing you or I can imagine. No, sir.
Rain.
Bloody hell.
What am I gonna do, eh?
Dear me!
Stop!
You're the one from the exhibition, aren't you? Good work uncovering that scandal. Boy candidate exposes church's dark side. Headlines write themselves. Which is actually a huge problem. Do you have any idea how busy I've been trying to cover up this incident? Yep. Can't trust state-sponsored media or any kind of like non-independent media that can have their message tainted or censored or modified. Which reminds me, this stream is sponsored by nothing. I'm gonna do my ad reel now. Hope you like ads. Just kidding. I hate ads. Which ad reel do you hate the least? There's plenty of them out there that people are sponsored by. Probably the one that pops first into my head is that AG1 or whatever. What other one is? Other ones are popular. Oh, you got those meal plan ones like Factor. Or you got the freaking gamer drink G Fuel to give you the energy to sit on your ass and play games. G Fuel, yeah. I was almost tempted to buy some G Fuel, not for the actual G Fuel itself. I really couldn't care about the drink. There was like a couple of like limited edition collabs that happened. Like one of them was actually with this game. So there was like a metaphor like shaker bottle that you can get with the metaphor themed energy. There was like a Persona 3 one also that I kind of wanted. But I was like, meh. And those plastic shaker bottles, like if you put anything in them except for like water, like they eventually just like get moldy and stinky. Like the whatever you put in them just like sticks to the plastic. It's terrible. Funny enough, there is like a new shaker bottle ad I've been seeing for this one that's made out of like stainless steel. Like says the same thing, and they're like, yeah, our shaker bottle doesn't stink because it's made out of stainless steel, and the whatever you put into it doesn't stick, and it's awesome. I'm like, that does sound pretty good, but I rarely use shaker bottles anymore, or I don't at all actually. Like I used to use them for protein and stuff, but I get plenty of protein from my food, and honestly, if you eat meat, like a good amount of meat, like you do not need to supplement protein. It's more of a convenience thing. Like, oh, you're on an 8-hour flight and you need protein. Like, okay, fine, bring a protein bar or something. Would you kill and eat an intelligent beast? Can you envision the world in 100 years if we do? He's got a book with a similar title, and I've heard it's flying off the shelves, especially among the Ishkia. It was pretty pretentious writing, though, so I didn't get it. I bet he'll try to confuse you with logic. If you see him making a speech, be careful. Okay. As of yet, thou art but one who fights vainly to effect change. In the time to come, we shall judge if thou art a worthy vessel for our power. To become true king of this land, thou must travel far and wide, together with the souls of heroes, and develop newfound power. Does that mean you're really getting up there in the ranking? We're pretty much in with Luis, but if you keep this up, who knows? Maybe we'll see your face on the rocks soon. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? It's me, as king.
How's it going?
Here, right?
I'll handle it.
Night Prowler, so you're the lot those brothers were talking about? I know the story, I'll take you there right quick.
All right, then. All right, then.
Oh, that's where we were. Okay. Hey baby, how about I buy you a drink? Not really. I don't drink.
Well, look who it is. Appreciate you coming out.
So it was you two.
You expected us to roll out the red carpet right into our headquarters? Consider this a pre-show. Still, you really are just a kid, aren't you?
And you're one to talk?
I wouldn't go having a laugh at me big brother's expense. That's when I get to step in. Make some points for my own life.
He's the big brother? What kind of, like, freaking genetic disorder do you have that where you look like you're, you know, you're the younger brother by half his age or something?
You are brothers. And he is the elder?
And here I thought the Magnus brothers' name was making the rounds. Shame that. It's fine. First offense and all won't kill you yet. Besides, Lord Luis has taken quite a shine to you lot. Before we let you see him, I have a question. I want you to think long and hard before you answer, right?
Don't worry, I'm familiar with things that are long and hard. Hey! Look at all these busybodies. We're getting sinister looks from the whole pub.
What kind of king are you selling yourself to be exactly? Go on, let's have the pitch.
I'd help anyone in need. I don't want to be king. I mean, he was there when we told Luis that we don't really want to be king, we're just here to help you. But he wants to hear our pitch, like what we're selling ourselves onto the people in order to gain favor. Because even if we're not trying to be king, like we are still in the race, and we're still, you know, doing our stump speech and pitching ourselves to the people and stuff. Um, I'd help anyone in need. I'd treat all tribes equally.
I'd treat all tribes equally.
Just like Lord Luis.
All right, a bit much. Ease off. You know, there's a big difference between meritocracy and equality.
Yeah. It doesn't mean we treat anyone differently. I mean, they might be rewarded differently or something, you know, based on the merit. Like, we want the best warrior to be a soldier. We want the best musician to be a musician. And they'll be rewarded accordingly.
You're not doing yourself any favors here, are you?
Let's drop the pretenses, shall we? We were all about impressing Luis, and we've done that. You're all about results, aren't you?
You'll answer the question from me too. Why do you want to serve Master Luis? No lies now.
I'm in love with Juna. I kind of want to say this. I don't like Forden or his church. I admire Master Luis's power. Oh, I'm really tempted to say this. I mean, as far as the Forden or his church, I mean, Forden, yes, he's just like a scummy, you know, despot also. But so is Luis. The church is like whatever. It's, you know, the actual church and the actual faith itself. It's like it's whatever. We're not part of the Sanctus faith, but it's whatever. People can you know, be part of that. It's fine. I mean, if I don't like, we don't really care about the power. Like that's why I really don't want to say either of these. I mean, this one is the joke answer, but it's kind of the best answer for me because like I don't really like either of these answers. Just by de facto that I don't like these other two answers. Fidelio. Magnus, a high-ranking member of Luis's faction and one of his closest aides, he and his younger brother Basilio are known as the Magnum Brothers, and are highly respected by lesser members of the faction. Has been trusted aide of Luis since Luis's time in the army, long before the incident at the royal funeral. His being a parapet in a high-ranking position naturally attracted criticism, but he's largely silenced those critics via his many military achievements. Basilio, a high-ranking member of Luis's faction and one of his closest aides, trusts his older brother Fidelio absolutely, the brawn half of the Magnus brothers' partnership. He's known as a nearly unstoppable bruiser on the battlefield when paired with his brother. I'm in love with Juna.
I'm actually in love with Lady Juna.
Well, my condolences.
Out of your league, chum.
I appreciate the honesty.
Out of your league, chum.
I dare say you both speak from the sting of experience.
Called out.
And you speak like a man with a death wish. Whatever. You've got some brasty, I'll give you that much. Already got more accomplished than that Gordell ever did. You seem like the types to make yourselves useful.
Not many get Ardell's blessing. It's worth celebrating that. For now, you're in.
Someone like you should already know what it's like. The minority tribes face walls and barriers everywhere they look in society. Our greatest hope rides with Master Luis. We'll do whatever it takes to make him king, and starting today, so will you. Come on then. Master Luis is waiting for you inside his gauntlet runner, the Caradrius.
And no funny business up there, yeah? Nothing gets past the King's magic, and Lord Luis is one of the top candidates. We've captured some, what, 10 odd assassins now? Lord Luis uses them for magic experiments, and, well, you know how that ends.
We finally have access to Luis's headquarters.
It's a valuable opportunity. Ideally, while most of our group is meeting with Luis, someone else can do a quick search inside.
Wait, me?
There's no one more suitable. Anyone else, and he'd question their absence.
You're putting a solo infiltration on my tiny shoulders? But fine, I'll do it.
Once we're in the Skyrunner, we'll assess the situation, then deal with our own tasks.
Where?
It's already sunset, time flies.
So?
Oh. Charadrius, military-grade gauntlet runner that Luis is based out of. The first gauntlet runner in history to achieve sustained flight. Originally built to be a symbol and flagship of the Royal Army, aside from being capable of flight, it also boasts a colossal frame as large as a palace, with a soldier crew far larger than most runners could sustain. Though the Crown Theocracy claims that the runner was stolen by Luis, the empty throne means it is currently impossible for anyone to charge him with treason. In fact, many soldiers under Luis do not hesitate to claim that they themselves represent the true royal army. Time flies by so fast. Okay. Luis Gauntlet Runner Charadrius is stationed in the warship harbor. Take a ferry. Let's take a ferry to get us over there.
All right then.
Rare to see sober folks around these parts, but I appreciate it. Where are you off to then?
Hello there.
You want to go to the warship harbor? There's no place to visit after a piss up, but alright. Mind yourself and climb aboard. Permission to board, Captain. Yar.
Incredible.
Wow, it didn't really hit me until we got right up close to it, but this runner really is huge.
Hey!
Oi, over here, keep your heads out of the clouds, will ya? You bumpkins can fawn over the Radrius all you want later. We won't be flying for a good while anyway, what with the soiree and all. Soiree? What's that? Hey Bass, how about you don't go telling them anything they don't need to know? We aren't officially friends just yet. Now follow me, I'll give you the grand tour.
Got it.
Oh, and a friendly warning, be on your best behavior. You try anything clever, you're dead on the spot. Make a rude comment to Lord Luis, dead on the spot. Got it? Not shy about making threats. We'll stay on his good side, okay?
Seriously.
Let's not test his patience then, eh? Lord Luis is in the reception room, and you don't want to keep him waiting.
We're off.
You little bastard, you.
The size of Luis's Skyrunner is ludicrous. You know what they say, the bigger the ride, the more they're trying to compensate, you know what I'm saying? He parks it in the middle of Warship Harbor like his bloody name's on it. Listen, mate, you ain't wrong, but you gotta let this one go. You never know who might be listening. Once the exhibition is over, they'll clear out and it'll all blow over. True. He's got a level head.
Check this out.
Indeed.
This runner bears more in common with a castle than a carriage. I can hardly imagine what its interior must be like.
If I may.
Glotto comes through here an awful lot. You know him, don't you? One of Luis's faction candidates. Sometimes he's got this beast of a dog with him too. Sad to see a man with a temper like his with a pet, but wouldn't you know it? He's sweet on that dog. Somewhere at the bottom of his black heart, he thinks that dog's cute or something. Strangest thing you'd ever see. Well, people are gonna like what they want. I mean, some people think pugs are cute. Those bug-eyed demon cherubs.
At last.
We've got to seize the first foothold of our infiltration. Soon enough, Luis will be within our grasp.
Understood?
It is impossible to discern how much trust the brothers will afford us. Keeping our guard up around them will be crucial.
Got it.
And here we are, go on in.
I'm leaving.
Don't wander off unless you get used to it. This place can be a real maze.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, there's so many soldiers here. I suppose we should have expected as much from Luis's stronghold. I feel like we're always being watched.
Well,
like it or not, an elder recruit is always going to stand out, but we're on the same side as all of them for now, so stand tall.
And yet...
Look at all the soldiers here. It's making me nervous.
Everything's pretty standard.
Hi, how's it going, buddy?
Oi.
How's the wife and kids?
What you need?
You the new guy? Hang on a minute. You're an Elda? Well, ain't that a rare sight? Just do your level best, alright? We ain't shy about casting off those who aren't strong enough to keep up. So be sure you pull your weight, you hear? Did you hear about what happened at the exhibition? Some elder kids showed up for it, and they say. And apparently Lord Luis loved it. That kid's going places, I can tell you that. Thanks. I do try to do a good job.
Look at that.
Damn, is it true? Did Gladel really show up to the exhibition with the head of a human in hand? Yeah, but the head was so small that hardly anyone noticed. Makes you wonder what the hell the point was.
That reminds me.
Oh, you're the Elder candidate that I've been hearing about. Apparently Lady Juna likes you too. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phone. Did she say that directly to you? What did she say to us at the exhibition? She came up to us and said, like, she's gonna be, like, keeping an eye on us or something, right? She's staking her claim on some kid, even though she's already with Lord Luis. Damn, Lady Juna's got stamina to spare.
Hey!
It's you. I saw the exhibition. You put on quite the show, huh? You really gave those Sanctus what for, and you're one of us now, aren't you? Well, cheers to new friends. Hey, you seem like a cool dude. Oh, that reminds me of the final episode, or maybe second to final episode. It's the 4-part series of the Last Airbender, Avatar: Last Airbender cartoon, where spoilers for the next minute or so if you haven't seen it, but like the Sokka and the team sneak on board the ship, and in order to like empty the ship of the Fire Nation soldiers, he goes on the loudspeaker and says, "They're like." Hey, this is the captain speaking. We're gonna have, it's someone's birthday today. We're gonna have cake in the cargo hold. And the dude, he seems like a cool dude. He's like, oh, I can't believe the captain remembers my birthday. But then they all get dumped into the ocean.
Yep, we're safe here.
Got it.
The reception room is on the top floor. This lift will get you there.
What in the...
What was that? Happens to everyone. Is that some sort of magic-controlled locking mechanism?
Yeah.
It keeps the suspicious element out. You know, like the bastards pretending they're grunts when they're actually assassins. How does it work? How can it tell the difference?
I see.
Seems like a secure system. I assume you need a key to get around.
Yeah.
Yep, there's different keys for different areas. Only a select few ranking soldiers have them. You want to walk freely around the runner, then you're going to have to move up our ranks a bit first.
Evidently.
Keys are only given to ranking soldiers, is it? Navigating this place may prove difficult without those in our possession. We need to acquire them then. I'm assuming there are like air vents, and like perhaps Gallica could like navigate this place through those. Unless the air vents don't like connect to other floors, and it's just like the air vent for this floor goes to the outside, and this floor goes to the outside, so they're all kind of like self-contained. Oi, already trading treacherous whispers amongst yourselves, eh? Quit with the gossip and get on already. gosh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the shoulders are dying. I can like, I can almost barely lift them above my head. Which is good, because you want to tear down the muscle so it can be rebuilt. It's much bigger than I thought, that's what she said. I almost forgot we're inside a gauntlet runner. Huh, quit looking around so much. What have we got here? Are we letting schoolboys in the ranks now? These kids are our new recruits. Gargantuan man. So that's all it took, eh? A little show at the exhibition. Used to be you'd have to prove yourself before you could stand with the Count's men.
No.
They've got Lord Luis's approval. If that's not enough for you, I'd keep it to yourself before someone knocks you off that pedestal.
What's the meaning of this?
What, these piss ants against me? Please, I'm a bloody sergeant. We could settle this right here, right now. They'll be wiping you off the walls.
Don't even try it.
Oh, leave it out. Leave it out? Alright, I don't really get that expression. Leave it out. Xanth, get your arse back to your post. That's an order.
Understood.
Just get this through your tiny head's powers, everything around here. I give you 3 days at most till you run home, tails between your legs.
Seriously.
You just gonna stand there or are you gonna move? Come on.
Here.
And this would be Lord Luis's quarters. Just a reception room, lass. He'd be daft to show a pack of strangers straight into his private quarters, wouldn't he?
Alright.
Lord Luis is waiting inside. Enter.
Hey.
Guess that's my cue. I'll try looking around for this formula. Be careful. Lots of sharp eyes about. I'll try. You all stay safe too. See you soon, I hope.
A beautiful city, Brialhaven. But it is its identity I truly respect.
Its identity? What, as a port town?
Oceana's navy might well have won them the Annex War, if your Cronia hadn't chosen to forgo their honor and launch an opportunist attack in the wake of a storm. Even now, united in the kingdom, their pride in their power is what keeps this city alive. You wish to join my ranks. I need ask little else. Instead, I would hear what you wish to know most. Ask and I will answer. That is why I have bid you come here.
Here we go.
He's testing us. What should I ask? So, are you and Juna... Did you kill the royal family? I am curious to what he says. I'll have to look this up after we finish the game. What's your plan against Forden?
How do you plan on winning against Forden?
I will kill him.
But the magic.
Not that my victory rests on doing so. That man and Sanctism both are malignant tumors in this country's flesh and must be excised to save it.
Aren't candidates protected by the king's magic?
The king is not a god. There is always a way.
Like, what if he's poisoned? Does the magic detect poison?
It is clear no small conviction drives you. Perhaps keeping you close will prove useful. You, assembled company, I hereby permit you to enter my service.
We are much obliged.
This is a heart of magic silver. Cut your finger and let the blood fall. A proper rite of loyalty. Shows how all our blood flows through the same heart.
Watch yourselves, though. If your own heart's not true to our cause, well, it's not just a drop you lose. Might take off a whole limb.
Oh.
You hesitate.
It's just that...
Fear and anxiety. They always lead the people astray. But power and order trumps all. That is the crux of my rule.
It seems we have no choice.
Good. It would appear we've passed.
I didn't see any blood. I guess we're just gonna assume that we did it.
Ha! Look at you, like knock-kneed lambs. Just having a bit of fun with you, eh? You think I'd go to all that effort?
On August 13th, I intend to hold a soiree in this city. It seems a fine opportunity for you to make your debut in my retinue.
Oh, I guess it didn't actually do anything. And they're just kind of testing us. Or who knows, maybe there's like some secret function to it, like it binds our soul, and if we try to like betray him later or whatever, it'll like cast a curse on us.
Very exclusive, see? Only for those good enough to be part of our campaign. You should feel honored.
As my gauntlet runner requires some maintenance, the party should be held at the feast hall where I'm staying. In the meantime, do as you will.
I wonder how Gallica's search is going.
Only this area feels any different from the rest. I need a key to get in, though. It'd be nice if I could see what's going on in here, too.
Is that boy candidate here already?
Meeting with Count Luis as we speak, I think. Didn't think he'd end up on our side.
I expect we'll run into each other on the job, eh? That said, let's get back to our rounds.
Yikes! They're coming this way! I have to hide! Is this the other side of that door? Never thought it'd lead to a place like this. This area just screams suspicious with all the guards. The formula's gotta be somewhere around here. Is someone coming? Figures they'd show up now. Isn't that the songstress? What is she doing here?
Lady Juna, is something amiss?
I do recall saying I didn't need a personal guard today.
Yes, but this is Luis's personal quarters. We thought in case you needed.
Well, I don't. You can do your guarding downstairs for today. Do you understand? And, well, I mean, do you really want to be guarding this door when Count Luis returns? Oh, the things you would hear. How awkward for us both.
You mean... Idiot, don't make the lady repeat herself. Apologies, my lady. We'll make ourselves scarce.
You'll be hearing a lot of this. Because they'll be playing patty cakes. Just like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. She's playing patty cakes. And of course, as a kid, you don't get the euphemism. She's my girl now, Louise. I'm gonna steal the throne, and I'm gonna steal your girl.
Close one. Opportunities like this are so few and far between. I've got to get this back in place. Oh, wonderful. How were these arranged again? A magic spell? Is that the formula?
Probably not. It's more than likely song lyrics or something.
I can't carry out something that big. And now I know where it is.
Jolly good! You've got the man's eyes on you. Now that you've sworn fealty, we can get right down in the guts of his Skyrunner.
I worry for Gallica. Perhaps we ask too much of her. I hope she's all right.
It seems you're worried for naught.
I'm back!
Phew. You're clearly bursting with good news, too.
I know, right? I found where the formula is!
You can't really confirm it though. Like, you didn't get a good look at it. She could have been holding other things.
I'm pretty sure I saw the real thing. Even if it wasn't, I'd bet the real one's somewhere in that room.
I mean, that's still a fair guess that it's in his personal quarters.
Masterfully done. We could have asked no better an infiltrator.
That songstress Juno was there too. I'm pretty sure it was Luis's private quarters. So I have to wonder what she was doing there.
Whatever the case, I assume you could lead the way to the room?
Well, yes, but it might be a bit tricky. To get to Luis's quarters, we'd need to go through the crew quarters, then through the starboard corridor, or the port corridor. You need a key to get into each of the divisions. Whoever's in charge at each guard post has one. Luis's private quarters have a special key too. That one's held by the representative on the bridge.
In short, we'll need to pass through 3 blocks. The crew quarters, either the starboard or port corridor, and the bridge.
It looked like he's usually got his quarters under guard.
so we'll want to pick a time of day when there'll be less people around.
If we need it less crowded, then how about the night of the soiree? Surely it would be a skeleton crew.
But we're supposed to be there. Apparently the soiree will be held at the luxury inn that caters exclusively to the upper class. The soldiers manning his runner are bound to have duties in town that day.
He would have us debut as his supporters on that night. How would we get away with not being present?
Right.
Maybe if we just excuse ourselves for a short time? We've got plenty of time to prepare. Securing an infiltration route, finding out when it will be less crowded. This is all work we can get done in advance.
Maybe, but that doesn't mean we're gonna be able to easily and quickly get the keys to get in and out quickly.
On the night of, Gallica and one other will slip out, swipe the formula, then return by the shortest route possible.
Have anyone in mind? My hearing makes stealth jobs simple work.
No. I think he'd be our best bet.
Based on what? He's a freaking literal ninja with super hearing. And he's tiny also.
You would have the guest of honor himself absent?
This is Luis we're talking about. He's bound to notice any absence. If we've lost on that front already, we might as well send our strongest.
But this is an infiltration mission, not necessarily about who's the strongest.
What do you think? It would be risky as a near solo infiltration. Are you up to the task?
You'll be in more danger than I? How? I mean, I suppose since, like, what they mean by that is, like, oh, she'll be at the party with Luis, and so since Luis notices everything, he'll notice that I'm gone, possibly, and if that happens, they'll be in danger because they could be captured and then, like, executed or something.
We'll just have to make it work.
You truly mean that?
Seriously. We're jumping from tightrope to tightrope here. We'll have to prep our infiltration strategy tomorrow. For now, let's get back to the inn and get some rest.
That reminds me.
By the way, do you remember the man we met in Luis's Gauntlet Runner? He seemed very proud of his strength.
Yes.
He was rather full of himself, yes. Sergeant Xanth, was it? He got told to go back to his post, which makes me wonder. He might be in charge of one of the runner's sectors.
I see.
That would be unfortunate. I could tell his strength was formidable even to be near him. I doubt he would simply let us pass. In any case, we should probably rest for today. We can talk in more detail in the morning. Annex War. A series of intermittent conflicts during the latter half of the 6th century of the Uchronian calendar fought between the centuries of Uchronia, Oceania, and Montario until their unification. The war began with hostilities opening against Oceania. After Uchronia united with Oceania, Montario followed. The largest scale battle fought in the war was between Uchronia and Oceania. called the Battle of Brylehaven. Fierce naval skirmishes broke out around the city with such intensity that they went down in history, passed down orally as valorous and romanticized tales of war. While there were many battles with numerous casualties in Ontario as well, um, they were short and fought far from populated towns, giving them less staying power. Even after the annexation, the movement to seize independence remained throughout Oceania and Ontario, and it was not uncommon for skirmishes to erupt. These were a stumbling block for post-war reconstruction and a headache for generations of kings to come. However, within a few years of Louis's rise to prominence in the state army, he had successfully thwarted the rebel factions and repressed the independence movement for the first time since the annexation, and that peace has endured.
Got it?
The success of our infiltration depends entirely on our preparations after tomorrow. I mean, it makes sense that we were chosen to do the infiltration just because we're the main character, so we're going to be controlling ourselves, obviously. But if we were thinking about this, like, actually logically, yeah, it'd be Heist May. Don't worry, as long as we work together, we'll find the solution. The songstress has been in Louisa's private chambers, not that I would judge her, I suppose. At any rate, the operation begins tomorrow. Rest well tonight.
May I speak?
The day of the Prince's awakening may be nearer than we realize. We got to make our preparations before that soiree.
Look at that. Look at that.
Good night.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Now then.
Starting today, we need to work on an infiltration route to Louisa's private quarters. Issue with is those in charge of each area, the ones holding the keys. It would seem they make a formidable lineup. What shall we do? Maybe the simplest option is the best option. Get them alone, beat their key from them, and push forward.
Even so,
if we mean to attack, a short, decisive encounter is the order of the day. If they call for reinforcements, we may not fare so well.
Yes.
Luisa's subordinates have attained their rank through martial prowess. If we wound their pride, negotiation may still be on the table. So what? If we beat them, we'll wound their pride enough that they'll be like, okay, you wanted the key, here you go. I don't know. This is a new
I'm a
challenge.
little worried.
This is a challenge unlike any we've faced so far.
Yeah.
Right, a new situation calls for new tactics. We ought to build up our strength by hunting bounties and the like, or we may end up over our heads. Infiltrating short, decisive battles. Unlike previous operations, time is of the essence when infiltrating. You will need to keep your battles short, defeating the officers within a certain number of turns. Okay. All the officers are quite strong, and each will require you to be tactical. Gather information about them in town and utilize requests to strengthen your abilities to give yourself a fighting chance.
Then,
Maybe we could dig up some dirt through an informant. Who knows, they might have a weakness we can exploit.
Got it.
Well then, before we can secure our route to his quarters, sounds like we have some digging before the day of the soiree.
Let's focus.
Quest start, Operation Infiltrate the Charadrius. The infiltration route must be secured so Luis's room can be accessed on the day of the soiree. If I steal the curse formula, the prince's curse can be lifted. Deadline 8/12. Days left 20. Rank 5 difficulty. Operation Infiltrate the Charadrius. Mission with a deadline has begun. Cautious of storms and inclement weather condition may occur around Brylehaven. Meet with your allies in the warship harbor to infiltrate Luis's Gauntlet Runner. Interior of Luis's Gauntlet Runner is divided into 4 areas: the crew quarters, starboard corridor, port corridor, and the bridge. You'll need to obtain a special key from the person in charge of the bridge in the deepest part of the ship. Don't forget, you need to gain access to Luis's quarters by the day of the soiree.
Let's head there.
Luis's Gauntlet Runner, huh? Ugh. Feeling kind of sleepy. For some reason, I haven't been getting like a full 8 hours or even close the past couple of days. Like, I went to sleep, you know, at a decent time for me anyway. But I've been like waking up early for some reason.
Weather like this, no
Damn. That bastard definitely cheated me. Hey there, Elder Kid. You look too naive to know the first thing about betting, but I can still tell you think that gambling stalls... wait, that gambling stalls cheating people too, right? Definitely cheating. What are you talking about? Keeping it under your hat, eh? Not that anything good comes of gambling. If you're a betting man, poke your nose around the night market, but watch your wallet. Winging it at you seems to have calmed me right down. Thanks, kid. Tell you what, let me give you something interesting about the Merchant's Bazaar Pier. The small one, mind you. As long as the weather holds up, they host diving competitions there. Oh. You should take advantage of everything Oceania has to offer while you're in Brylehaven. Bugger me, that's what I should have done instead of gambling.
Oh, come on.
This guy's got problems, but the competition does sound interesting. Maybe you should check it out when you're free. Exhausted woman?
What should I do?
At this rate, they'll surely die. Must my hands always be stained with the blood of children?
Huh?
Blood and children? Oh, have I seen you somewhere before? Now that I mention it, I do recall seeing an elder boy at the exhibition, one that looked to be the same age as. They say you've been traveling across the country helping all those in need. If that's true, then may I ask for your aid as well?
Oh, what a pity.
During a training exercise, the city's guard corps were ambushed by a human. There were many casualties, especially among the youngest recruits. I need a special medicine to save them, but the shop's stocks are exhausted, and I can't make it myself, as it requires ingredients found only within a monster-infested forest. I'll get them. Oh. You'll do it truly. I cannot thank you enough. The medicine is derived from a fruit called the dragon thistleberry. I hear it grows in the Gracia forest. Perhaps it would be wise to learn about the monsters that inhabit the place first. An informant may know more.
If you can help.
One dragon thistleberry isn't going to be enough to save everyone, so I'll need 7. I know it'll be difficult, but lives depend on it.
Let's give it a shot.
Soldier's Solace. I need 7 samples of dragon thistleberry, which grow in the Gracia forest, to help make medicine. The informant at the tavern is in Anglers Inn Square. Should know more about the forest. No deadline. Rank 4 difficulty. Reward: Dragon Blood Sap, 30,000 reeve.
Whoa.
This must be Gracia Forest. There should be places to park the runner between the trees. Okay.
We'll face danger here.
Let's see.
All right then.
Oh, who wants to hang out? Stroll, Heisme, Maria, Bardon, a lot of people. Kind of want to call it here. I'm just like mentally exhausted. Yeah, we will. It's shorter stream today, unfortunately. I did start late and I was hoping to go longer. But no. It's a pretty decent stopping point anyway. But yeah, thank you to anyone who hung out. I appreciate you spending your precious time hanging out with me as I experience more Metaphor ReFantazio. Having you here makes the streams more fun in general for me and helps motivate me to continue streaming, so I truly appreciate you spending your precious time hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. More than welcome to hang out in the future, which should be in 5 days on my next day off. Of course, I'll try to stream, you know, in between my work week days, but we'll see. But yeah, other than that, hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy some games yourself, and have a good one in general. All right, take care. See ya.